Have you ever wondered if the key to wealth is not in accumulating more, but in wanting less? This question may sound counterintuitive at first, but it's worth contemplating. When we think of wealth, what comes to mind? A sprawling mansion, a shiny new car, a hefty bank account perhaps? That's how society has conditioned us to perceive wealth, a never-ending acquisition of material possessions and financial abundance. But let's pause for a moment and consider a different perspective. Imagine stripping away the excess, the clutter, the unnecessary. Imagine focusing on what truly matters: experiences, relationships, personal growth. This is the essence of minimalism, a lifestyle that encourages us to find joy and satisfaction in less. So we find ourselves at a thought-provoking juncture. Could it be possible that true wealth lies in minimalism? Let's delve deeper. In our society, wealth often equates to material abundance. Indeed, the traditional understanding of wealth is deeply rooted in the accumulation of possessions. It's like a game where the player with the most toys wins. Everyone is in a race, a relentless pursuit of more. More money, more cars, more houses, more clothes, more gadgets. The list is endless. This pursuit is driven by a desire to showcase our success. A luxurious car is not just a means of transport, but a status symbol, a testament to our accomplishments. A mansion is not just a home, but a monument to our triumphs. However, this traditional view of wealth is not without its pitfalls. The quest for material abundance often leads to stress and dissatisfaction. Why? Because there's always something else to acquire, something newer, something better. It's a never-ending cycle. We're like hamsters running on a wheel, always chasing but never quite reaching satisfaction. This constant pursuit can take a toll on our well-being. The stress of maintaining an image, the pressure to keep up with the Joneses, the fear of losing what we've worked so hard to gain. It can leave us feeling exhausted, anxious, and unfulfilled. And then there's the environmental impact. The more we consume, the more strain we put on our planet's resources. This overconsumption leads to waste, pollution, and environmental degradation. It's a price that we all pay, whether we realize it or not. Moreover, this traditional understanding of wealth often overlooks the most important things in life. It doesn't account for our relationships, our health, our happiness, our peace of mind. These intangible assets can't be bought, but they are invaluable. Ultimately, the traditional view of wealth is a narrow one. It reduces wealth to mere material possessions, ignoring the richness of a fulfilled life. But what if there's another way to view wealth? Enter minimalism, a philosophy that values less over more. This is a perspective that compels us to redefine the traditional notions of wealth. Instead of defining wealth as an accumulation of material possessions, the minimalist perspective prompts us to see wealth in a different light. In the world of minimalism, wealth is not about acquiring more, but about experiencing more. It's about the richness of your experiences, the depth of your relationships, the breadth of your knowledge, and the growth of your personal character. The wealth of a minimalist isn't stored in a bank account or a luxurious mansion. Instead, it's held in the memories of treasured experiences, in the warmth of meaningful relationships, and in the wisdom gained from life's lessons. Imagine a life where wealth is measured not by the number of gadgets you own, but by the number of sunsets you've watched. A life where richness is not about the designer clothes in your closet, but about the stories you've gathered from your travels. A life where prosperity is not about the size of your house, but about the size of your heart and the depth of your compassion. This is the minimalist's vision of wealth. But this approach to wealth does more than just offer a different perspective. It offers a sense of freedom, satisfaction, and peace that can be elusive in our materialistic world. The freedom comes from no longer being bound by the endless cycle of consumption and accumulation. The satisfaction comes from knowing that you're spending your time, energy, and resources on things that truly matter to you. And the peace comes from the realization that you already have enough. Minimalism encourages us to strip away the unnecessary, to make room for the essential. It's about removing the clutter, not just in our homes, but also in our lives, our relationships, and our minds. It's about focusing on what's truly important and letting go of the rest. And in doing so, we discover a type of wealth that can't be bought or sold. A wealth that grows over time, that enriches our lives in ways that material possessions never could. At its core, minimalism is about realizing that we are more than what we own. It's about understanding that our worth is not determined by our possessions, but by who we are and what we contribute to the world. It's about recognizing that the true measure of wealth is not what's in our wallets, but what's in our hearts and minds. And so, we come to understand that the minimalist's wealth is not a destination but a journey of self-discovery, of personal growth, and of finding joy and fulfillment in the simple things. A journey that leads us to a richer, fuller, and more meaningful life. Minimalism suggests that true wealth is not about having, it's about being. The contrast between traditional wealth and minimalist wealth is stark. It's like comparing a skyscraper to a serene lakeside cabin, both beautiful yet vastly different in their essence. Traditional wealth for many is seen as a towering accomplishment filled with glitz, glamour, and material possessions. It's the skyscraper, gleaming in the city lights, a testament to one's success in navigating the world's financial systems. It's about accumulation, about more money, more possessions, more power. But with this abundance often comes complexity, stress, and an unending pursuit for even more. The skyscraper keeps growing, floor by floor. But the question remains, does it make us truly happy? On the other hand, minimalist wealth is the serene lakeside cabin, simple, peaceful, and fulfilling. It's not about how much you have, but about valuing what you have. It's about appreciating the simple things in life, the things that truly matter. It's about quality over quantity, experiences over possessions, and being content with enough. The minimalist perspective challenges the traditional view of wealth by asking, is all this accumulation of stuff necessary for our happiness? Can we find joy and fulfillment in less? Now, both these approaches have their benefits and drawbacks. Traditional wealth can provide financial security, influence, and the freedom to enjoy life's luxuries. But it can also lead to stress, overwork, and a constant yearning for more that never seems to be satisfied. Minimalist wealth, meanwhile, can bring peace, fulfillment, and the freedom to pursue passions and experiences. It allows for a life less cluttered, both physically and mentally. Yet, it may also mean giving up certain comforts and luxuries. And it requires a conscious effort to resist the consumerist culture we live in. The contrast is clear, but the choice is personal. It's about what makes you feel wealthy, what makes you feel successful. Is it the towering skyscraper filled with possessions, or the serene lakeside cabin filled with peace and simplicity? So, which perspective resonates more with you? Wealth is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's a phrase that echoes throughout our journey. A journey that has seen us question the traditional notions of wealth, explore the minimalist perspective, and contrast the two. Throughout our exploration, we've discovered that wealth, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. It's a concept that's as diverse as the people who define it. For some, wealth might be a mansion filled with precious artifacts, while for others, it might be a small, clutter-free home filled with love and laughter. The beauty of this is that there's no right or wrong answer. Now let's circle back to the concept of minimalism. Remember how we discussed the idea of wealth in minimalism? It's not about having less for the sake of having less. It's about making space for what truly matters. It's about removing the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak. We've seen that the minimalist approach to wealth isn't about deprivation. It's about liberation. It's about breaking free from the chains of consumerism and finding joy in simplicity. It's about realizing that the key to wealth isn't necessarily in having more, but in wanting less. As we near the end of our journey, it's time for some introspection. We've discussed different perspectives, but what does wealth mean to you? Is it about financial security, or is it about freedom and time? Is it about possessions, or is it about experiences and relationships? Remember, the choice is yours. You have the power to define your own wealth. You have the power to decide what's important to you and what's not. Embrace the idea that wealth is personal. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses. It's about keeping up with yourself, your values, and your aspirations. Remember, the key to wealth might just be in wanting less, not more. So, what does wealth mean to you?